no. Oh God. Oh, there we go. That's better. I've been travelling loads recently and mostly for little one night stays. And I find they're the hardest to pack for, aren't they? Because you feel like you still want to cover every eventuality, especially with your makeup and your skincare and things like that, if you're anything like me. But you don't want to have loads of luggage. So I thought I'd show you what I've brought away with me I'm on an overnight stay with Elizabeth Arden. I'm at Beaverbrook Hotel. This is my room in the background. Nice and tidy, as you can see. And I thought I'd show you some of the things that I always pack wherever I'm going, whoever I'm going with, just because they save so much space and they're essentials, in my opinion. Oh, let's start with a non-beauty thing though. I tested out loads of different types of earplugs. I can't stand noise, can't stand other people's noise, and I'm really noise intolerant. And the best way for me to cope with that is to just put earplugs in the minute I arrive anywhere, if I'm trying to do any kind of work or relax. And I've tried so many different types. I bought about 8 different pairs from Amazon at the beginning of the year, and I've been trying them all out. And the best ones, so the number one best ones are I think they're called the Alpine Sleep Soft or something like that. They're white and green. I'll link to them in the description for you. But they're about £12 for one pair. Then I found, I think they were £3.50 for 4 pairs. These ones are almost identical, really. They don't fit quite so well. They're a bit large actually, but you get 4 in the pack and they kind of do the job. And what they do is they just, oh God, it's stuck in my hair. They just kind of muffle. So it's not like the foamy ones where they gradually expand inside your ears and they cut off everything from the outside world. What I like about this type is that you can still hear stuff like, for example, a fire alarm or a child screaming. The second thing, which is just a massive space saver, are capsules. This is an Elizabeth Arden, I want to say the barrier repair one, but they're all quite similar in colour and tone, so you have to be quite careful. They do retinol ones, vitamin C ones, hyaluronic acid ones as well. But I just think if you need two squirts of a serum while you're away, why take a massive bottle with you that's sort of like this size? These just save so much space. Now, hotels, I find, rarely have a bathtub these days. I just think they've gone out of fashion. But in the hope that they do have one, I normally have some kind of blend of Aromatherapy Associates oil with me. Now, even if they don't and they just have a shower, this has actually been designed for use in the shower. You just pat it on to your skin and you inhale it for a while and, I don't know, go about your business doing whatever you're doing before you go in the shower and rinse it off. And then when the water does hit it, it just creates this wonderful aroma and it's all steamy in there and it becomes like a spa. And it's really good. And I have long raved about the effects that the Aromatherapy Associates blends have on me. My favourite is Deep Relax. I also like the Equilibrium one, which I think is called Support. This one is Revive. Very, very zingy, great for if you're lacking in energy. But they do even smaller bottles than this. And again, obviously, loads cheaper to buy a massive bottle, loads more cost effective. But for traveling, it's not like you're going to be using it that often. I even refill these with a funnel from the bigger ones. So once you've had a couple of little bottles, you can just keep refilling them and it's absolutely fine. But I just find these, when you travel quite a lot and you just kind of get a bit tired of it in a way, which sounds spoiled, but this is how I used to feel when I was modelling and I was never at home. You had certain things that just made you feel grounded and not just so up in the air all the time. And for me, this is one of them. All right. Fragrance is an easy one to do miniatures of for traveling, isn't it? I think. I don't know why I'm even going to talk about this because everybody knows you can get miniatures. And probably everybody also knows you can get those travel, I can't remember what they're called, but like a decanter. And you put the decanter thing on the nozzle of the perfume. So like that. I was going to break then. And then you press it up and down and it fills from the perfume bottle. You can get those. Atomizer, I think it's called. You can get those everywhere. This is an Atelier cologne fragrance. and they do these lovely leather pouches for them, which is why I was showing you that one, because I think that's great for travel, just a bit of protection around it, and it looks really nice. And this is my favourite fragrance for the last year or so. It's Suntal 33. It's fast running out, and when it does, I'm going to get a big one, and again, I'll refill this from the big one. Now, this perfume came with the heaviest lid. It was ridiculous, and I think the lid was something like 4 times heavier than the bottle, so I don't travel with the lid on, for obvious reasons. Just like to keep everything very, very light and easy to carry. My rule is, even if I'm traveling and a client has very kindly sent me a car, or I know that I'm getting a car from the station and there's not really any carrying to do, if there's anything that my years as a model taught me, it was like, never rely on any form of transport. Always imagine you're going to have to carry that bag for the entire journey, and you're never going to be able to put it down, and you're going to have to run up escalators with it, and you might have to cross the desert with it on your back. And if you can manage it, then it's all good. Never carry more than you can carry yourself, I think, is a good rule. Obviously, if you're going on like a 2-week holiday, but still, even then, know that you can roll your suitcase. Just don't overdo it. You're not a donkey. You're not a cart horse. I always have little cans of Dove deodorant because I stay quite a lot. If I'm in London, I always book into one of the Soho House hotels because I've got the membership for them, and they always work out slightly cheaper than most other like vaguely luxurious places. And you get loads of free toiletries in the bathroom in Soho House, such as the mini deodorant, and you always get toothpaste and toothbrush and little cool skincare things and bits and bobs. And so I always make sure I take those. And so I'm always very stocked up with a very lightweight, not massively environmentally friendly because it's aerosol, but it's very, very lightweight and easily transportable. And I use a roll-on at home, and then when I'm traveling, I use the aerosol. My God, I cannot even begin to imagine how fascinating you're finding this as a little insight into my life. I'm going to show you a couple of other bits and pieces I have in here that are space saving. First of all, this, which is the Halo Glow Beauty Wand from Elf, and it's the contour one, which you can also use as a bronzer. So I have that on now. I might try and cut in a little bit of video of me using this to show you how. Do you know what? Just look. Here we go. So it's got a sponge applicator, and it's like that. And you can either buff it in with your fingers, or you can take a brush and buff, 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 buff. And you can either use it as a bit of a contour look like that. I mean, it's so good. It's just so effective and concentrated. And I think it's a great buy. It's really, really cheap. And it doesn't take up any room at all. And you could do it with your fingertips. I find it a bit messy, and I think you get an airbrushed finish with a brush, which is good. Oh, by the way, I've got no eye makeup on because I've had laser eye surgery, and I'm going to do a load of videos on it because so many people have got questions. But at the moment, I can't put on any makeup around my eyes. So that's why I'm looking a little bit like a startled rabbit. It's just what I look like. It's just my normal face without any mascara on. So I would have mascara here and some other bits and pieces, but you could also use that contour on the eyelids a little bit and buff that in. It actually looks really, really good. So it's a real multitasker, that one. There's always a lip liner going on, which I just buff in and put lip balm over the top, Eucerin or whatever, Lana Lips, whatever it is that I've got on me, and then foundation. Now, foundations historically or traditionally tend to be in these like massively heavyweight glass bottles with big lids, and they're just very cumbersome and very heavy and very annoying. So I'm always on the lookout for very lightweight ones with plastic packaging that are small and compact with no additional faffy packaging around them. Clinique Even Better is a brilliant one and is probably about 1/10 of the price of this one. I'm using this one at the moment, the Sisley, because I need one that matches my summer skin tone, and I don't seem to have one for some reason at the moment, which is very odd. So I've been struggling to find a a foundation in my stash that isn't too light, and this one matches my skin really well at the moment. The Clinique, I would say, is equally as good a foundation, and the Clinique even better glow, even more so maybe than this one. But this is what I have, and this is what matches me at the moment. This is shade 2N. It is a lovely base because you know, you get a really lovely glow. It's got relatively good coverage, and it's just very plumping and gorgeous and luxurious. But just don't even Google the price. So that's what's in my bag. Hope that you enjoyed that. Oh, and Revlon Pink in the Afternoon, a little bit of pink lipstick, just because it makes you feel better about life, doesn't it? Bit of concealer, Delilah concealer. I mean, there is a moisturiser and I've got a cleanser here. It's a very big pot of cleanser, considering it was one night away, but I packed in a hurry. It's the pharmacy one. It's really nice, just a cleansing balm. I find that if I have a good cleansing balm with me, like I have a little one of Drunk Elephant, which is amazing, and this one, then I don't really need a separate eye makeup remover or micellar water or anything, because that just does everything. So if I have a little pot of that, or a little pot that I can decant ones into, then that saves me loads and loads of space. So in effect, I could get, let's have a look, deodorant, toothpaste. Let's say this is my cleanser. I've got my serum. I've got my bronzer. I've got my foundation, lip liner, lip balm, dry shampoo. Who is getting tight? Aromatherapy Associates. I've got just enough room in the top of there that I would just be able to squeeze a tiny tube of moisturiser in. And if I had a mascara, let's just use that. That would just fit. Would I be able to? Ooh. So look, and it's, oh no, because I've missed out Sally's. Would I be able to get it all in? Would I be able to get it all in? Maybe not. However, that's pretty good going, I think, for all hair, makeup and skincare and toiletries for one night away. So those things really do save loads of space. If you're still here and watching, thank you so much. Thanks for sticking with me through my nonsensical chat. And I shall see you in the next video. How do I turn this thing off?